Good morning, Fargo. Fargo City Commissioner Tony Gehrig with your recap for the April 23rd and May 7th Fargo City Commission meeting. Both meetings were relatively light, so I figured I'd combine them and make the videos a little bit easier to watch. One of the issues that happened on the 23rd of April, the fire department gave us their yearly report on what they've been up to, how busy they've been, what all they do, what it costs the people of Fargo to do it. The fire department here in the city of Fargo does a fantastic job. They are an accredited department, which is not common, and that means that basically they have been tested and shown to be one of the best in the country, and which helps the people of Fargo in many ways, not only through the service that they provide, but also through things like insurance for your home, which drives that down. So I'm very proud of our department. I'm liaison for that department, and I think they do a great job. One issue, however, is we have had 12,000 runs in 1 year. And when I say a run, every time you see the fire department leave the station with their lights blaring on an emergency call of whatever kind, whether it be a fire, which is way less common than you'd think, or a heart attack, or whatever else, a car accident, they count that as a run. Now, whether they make it to the scene or not, they call it a run, and that goes on their stat sheet. 12,000 runs a year, as you can imagine, is an absurdly high number. We need to have a better system so that we aren't sending a fire truck to someone who stubbed their toe, or someone who locked their keys in their car, or something like that. I fully support having the fire department react to serious issues, whether your house is flooding, or you're having a heart attack like we said before, or obviously if you have a home fire. But we need to come up with a better system so that we aren't putting all the wear and tear on our vehicles, and we're not overtaxing the firemen themselves, because they have training and other things to do besides just go on those runs. So we'll work on that system. There are ideas on the table, and as liaison, I'll help develop those plans. The other issue we talked about on the 7th of May was two issues related to liquor. One, we changed a law suggesting that you need to have a witness in order to say that someone is overly intoxicated in a bar. So as it sits today, or the way it was before, if you were in a bar and you got overserved and you were intoxicated, the police would come in to remove you, but they would need a witness to the fact that you were overserved to make any kind of action. It's the only law on our books that was written that way, and I was initially not for changing the law, but when I found out that this is the only law that is required to have that, then I thought that may be a bridge too far, and we should just make it like the other laws. And now if a cop observes you being overly intoxicated, overserved, he can take action, or she can take action at that point in time. The other law relating to liquor control was the creation, or the discussion to create a new license for the City of Fargo to allow the Downtown Community Partnership, also known as the DCP, to have their own type of liquor license, which would entail, or allow them, I should say, to have open containers in downtown Fargo in a specific area that's marked off downtown. Now, upfront and honest, I think that's a great idea. I think having bars be able to serve beer, or the Fargo Brewing Company and those type of things, being able to do that in chosen events in the city of Fargo, I think is a good idea. We do it at things like tailgating. We do it at things, I mean, if you really think about it, when you're at the Red Hawks game, you're outdoors, you're drinking a beer outside, and really we have no problems doing that. This program will be temporary, and we'll have to vote again in 6 months to either approve it again or disapprove it based on the reaction that we get from the public. If people don't like it and people are getting drunk, then we'll stop doing it. But I believe it's a good thing to have the conversation. Now, I voted against it, and here's why. The license only pertains to downtown Fargo. We're making laws that only pertain to downtown Fargo. So the Downtown Community Partnership can get a license to have a street fair and have alcohol served out there. But if the Midtown Community Partnership, which doesn't exist yet, or the South Fargo Community Partnership wants to do the exact same thing, they cannot. It would be against the law to do so, because there is no law allowing them to do it. The only thing I requested was, if we're making a law for downtown, we should make the law pertain to all areas of Fargo and stop carving out pieces of the law for just downtown. We do this with incentives, we do this with liquor laws, we do this with all kinds of different things to make downtown special and different, when, quite frankly, the entire city of Fargo has value, and I want to see the entire city of Fargo grow, not just one compacted area that does not represent the majority of the city of Fargo. So I voted against it. However, I'm for the idea in general. I think it was poorly executed, and sometimes you have to vote against a law because it wasn't done right. So that's the recap for the April 23rd and May 7th, 2018 Fargo City Commission meeting. By all means, contact me, email me, send me your opinions, Facebook, or whatever you want to do, but I ask that you please keep watching how your commissioners are using your tax dollars. Thank you.